I don't like how she sounds like she's reading off of something in the record. It doesn't. I'm not convinced by the flow. Like when we talked about Foxy and the people before, rappers, people who can go ahead, even if you didn't write it, make you believe that they wrote it and got the shit. It don't give me that feel for this.
Hot tea.
All right, so Joe stepped out of the pod this week, but we still got to see what the podcast crew had to say about Cardi B's new single from her finally second debut album. All right, this is the remake to Jay-Z's Imaginary Playerz. I did a reaction to the song. Make sure y'all check that out. But let's see what the crew had to say. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
Glory hole, bitches don't know who they fucking with.
Yo, I'm not mad at this, yo.
She came out.
I'm not mad.
She came out.
I didn't. We talked about it before. We didn't know what she was gonna sample. You know, it was gonna be the beat, the flow. When I first heard the snippet, I wasn't really. I'm like, I didn't like the snippet. Hearing the song in totality.
How does this translate to the audience, her audience, or to the new audience, right? To the people that's buying records.
Ain't nobody buying records.
Well, I'm not buying. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying.
Just streaming or listening or purchasing. How does this translate? Is this a great? Is this a good second single?
I don't think. No, I don't think so. I think it's an interesting choice for a second single. I don't think it'll be a hit. So if that's the goal, if that was the goal with the second single, then no. But I think it's a good record, which I think she kind of needed.
I think she wanted a record out to get her shit off on.
Yeah,
I don't need a hit. I don't need a hit. I don't need something for the clubs right now. I got some shit to talk.
The last however many singles from Cardi have been club records or attempts at club records. I like the change of pace here.
Yeah, too.
Okay, so why she didn't go? I would expect as a second single for her to go like pop or, big. Right? With a pop feature or something.
Because it ain't connecting.
Say it again?
It's not connecting.
Yeah, I think that's what she's been trying to do.
When she popped, Bodak was street. It was you go back to where you initially popped because you tried all that other stuff before and it wasn't connecting. So, hold up.
I disagree. That nigga look like my twin.
Wait,
nigga look like my twin walking in.
Wait, hold on. Let's clap it up for Mark. You all right?
Welcome, Mark. People don't know you got a little slight,
why did
everything.
I don't know what we're talking about. Oh.
But why
you limped on camera? Like, was I limping?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I'm in a little bit of pain.
You got a catheter too?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all twinsies?
You okay? I'm great. Just overtraining, that's all. I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Some exercise stuff, that's all I need to worry about.
Yo, can we just be honest, man?
What? Here comes some hate. Okay, let's go.
It's not hate. It's I don't like how she sounds like she's reading off of something in the record. It doesn't. I'm not convinced by the flow. Like when we talked about Foxy and the people before, rappers, people who can go ahead, even if you didn't write it, make you believe that they wrote it and got the shit. It don't give me that feel for this. The bars are fire.
You think that's more accent though?
I don't want to say it's with accent because she was able to do that with accent on other records and
she's not in the pocket of this
it
at all. Like I felt like she was catching. Like when I heard it, I was like, I love these lyrics. I love the track. But I literally said to myself, it almost felt like she read.
It's not like she just learned it last week and went in and recorded it. That's what I get from it. I'm not. It's a good record. The visual is even more fire when you attach it with the record, but I'm not convinced by it. And at this point, it just feel like they just reaching for anything to upstart something for her before the album come out. And I'm just like, I don't think nothing's going.
She's saying some shit.
So it's the delivery. What is it for y'all?
It's the delivery. And listen, I'm nitpicking just my ear to nitpick for stuff like that. So maybe this is just the personal thing.
The truth is, you're gonna nitpick if it's come from what Jay did and what she's doing.
I'm not comparing it to Jay.
Yeah, it's not about comparing to Jay, but she had the same cadence and the same flow.
Right.
She emulated that.
I think subconsciously you're gonna.
Thank you. Yeah. Like subconsciously you're gonna compare it. You know what I mean? To me,
I think the accent is a little. You know what I'm saying? Like her.
You have no problem with
the way she enunciates, you know what I mean. But she's saying some shit.
I like
and her. I don't.
You're used to those accents, huh? Hey. $40 Hills, boy.
What do you think Shorty sound like that with a $40 Hills? How you think her accent sound? With the $40 Hills?
Cardi don't got no $40 Hills.
I'm not saying she.
What's
not
she
at
all?
$4,000.
No, I said Shorty with the 40s.
Anyway, I don't want to be too critical, but like Mark, I'm not convinced by the delivery of it. But is it a bad record? No, it's not a bad record.
it's a great record.
I think it's fire. The bars are fire.
Yeah.
Glory hole bitches don't know who you fucking with.
That's
Come
hard.
on, bro.
I love the whole song. I love all the lyrics. And like I said, I've been listening to it in the car. Now I listened to it first thing this morning when I woke up, and I was like, oh, I like this track, but it just don't. It almost sounded like I wish she had just laid the vocals down one more time.
You gotta get an Accord instead of the Civic. You can sound better. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give it another try. I'm gonna give it another try before I. But first, just listen.
I'm gonna support her regardless.
I like this shit.
Me too.
I like that shit. I like it. From the first time I heard it, I was like, huh?
Yeah, no, she was talking that shit.
She's saying some shit.
I can hear the punch.
Yeah, I can hear the punches for
I
sure.
can hear the punch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can hear it. Maybe that's it. Maybe yeah.
And that's
all
yeah.
good.
Yeah, you can hear the punches.
But for the regular fan, they don't give a fuck about that. So for them, it's like whatever, fire bars, and they love.
Yeah, I'm just glad to get a good song.
Some of the pronunciation is a little.
But that's Cardi though.
But I know.
Yeah, that's Cardi.
But when it's faster, you won't hear it as much.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like when in the bop and the bop and the bop, like you don't hear it as much. She's talking slower now, so you hear it.
Yeah.
But
How do you feel about this MFeezy?
1 to 10.
Oh
6.
shit!
I think that it's really just it's a cadence thing. I don't think that we're used to hearing her cadence like this slow. It almost sounds like it's like below, like, you know, the 1.0, like the speed, and it sounds like it's like below that
negative
a little bit. Yeah, it sounds like it's a negative. So that's, I don't know. She's speaking. She's spitting.
You know what's so
Sounds great,
crazy?
but
When you
other
spoke
than
just
that-
now, right? I'm maturing in real time. I was gonna be funny and say you chose a side because Offset was up here. I was gonna do that whole little thing, but because you said, you was defending her last time, but I like that. But I want to respect you.
Listen, it's not always just a gender thing. Sometimes it's the side that I think I'm choosing is the right side.
Yes, you are,
And it's
man.
not gender specific.
Got it.
But you know, like I always got Cardi's back, but
Power to the people. We back to do
this
maintenance.
didn't exactly like move me.
There's nothing to theorize behind Hove clearing a sample for her, or
I don't
should
think
we should we brush past that and just leave it be? Or
Yes, please.
I think if we do,
that's
I think those who try to make something out of it, I
see
think
that.
that's a reach.
got it.
I think it's an interesting story.
If Hope, I'm gonna say if he was one that wasn't really clearing samples like that, then yeah.
And he does.
But he clears samples.
He's been
So
clearing
because
samples,
he's been
yeah.
clearing samples,
That's all.
I'm not.
He's
putting
clear
it.
whacker shit than this.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
And I'm not calling this whack, to be clear. I think this is dope. I'm just saying, no, I really like this song, and I really like, I'm a huge Cardi fan. Like I said, I just wish they had laid the vocals down one more time.
You put the ER on it, though, my nigga.
What? Whacker. That's my West Coast.
All right, so, you know, look, I'm a little disappointed because when I did my reaction, I was really hype on the song. I loved it. I thought it was fire. I thought the way she laid the verse was really good. Now, was it some verses I liked more than others? Sure. But I didn't feel like she was reading this off of a paper. And I got somewhat of a music background too, and I've recorded music before. I'm not going to get too deep into my music background and all that stuff. I ain't trying to, you know, flex. But regardless, okay, if I really wanted to sit there and listen super hard, I can hear punch-ins from, I want to say, half the big artists that exists. I think when you're making music and you know how to create music and you know how to record and you know how to engineer, blah, 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 you got to turn that part of your brain off. It's why I used to have a movie review channel, and I might go back to reviewing movies and TV shows, but I didn't like it because I started watching movies and shows with that type of brain. And I could tell I was enjoying things less because I'm always thinking I got to review it. And I think that does happen with people who are too close to the music industry. Sometimes you listen to a song and, you know, your working brain is judging it instead of judging it like a fan and somebody who just wants to hear good music, somebody who wants to hear it while listening in a car, somebody who wants to hear it while, you know, going to the club and going out and just lifestyle music. And I think this song does that. But why I'm disappointed is I do see a lot of people trying to shit on this record. And I do think it's good. Now, somebody in my comments recently, they said it might not be a hit because they don't feel like this is a TikTok-y song. I think we'll have to see. It's a lot of songs that wasn't TikTok-y. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's a definition for a song that goes viral on TikTok. Sad songs go viral on TikTok. Love songs. It's not just songs where people, get up and do a little dance and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. There is a formula to make a TikTok song, but I've seen songs that wasn't in that formula still do well on TikTok. So I think we got to give this song about a week to see how it's like bubbling. But number one, I see the Cardi B haters. They already out and about. I see people talking about, well, y'all don't give praise to Nicki. Like to me, if you want to start that conversation, that's something you could have said before this song came out. Then, as they addressed in the pod, I don't know if I kept it in or not, but you got a lot of people who want to, bite into this. Oh, well, if Jay-Z cleared this, is that because of Nicki? Did he clear this because he's trying to let Cardi get back at Nicki and he know Nicki and Cardi don't get along, so he gonna clear this sample or something like that? But like they said in the pod, Jay-Z clear a lot of stuff. So I don't think it was necessarily to get back at Nicki, because we know Nicki has been going at Jay-Z and Desiree Perez and Roc Nation and all of that stuff. But it's not like we heard this song and it was a whole bunch of shots at Nicki. She was throwing shots at like just the industry in general. I did see people trying to make it about Ice Spice and stuff like that. But if she dissing Ice Spice, that's an op of Nicki's too. so you know what I mean? Like it's just a whole bunch of conversation about this song that's unnecessary. And I think it's just like, why can't people just say it's a good song? It's a good Cardi B song. It was a time when all of y'all was saying she's so busy and she doing everything else and she not a rapper. She can't make no good music no more. Well, she came back and she made a good song. No matter if you think it's going to be number one, or you think it's going to do this, you think it's going to do that. To me, this proves it's going to be quality music on this album. That's what this proves. If she got a whole album of imaginary players type songs, or in that same bop, in that same kind of sample beats and shit like that, this going to be a fire album. Don't lose the point. Don't get lost in the sauce. And that's what I see a lot of people doing right now. And I still like the song. I hope it does well. And that's just me addressing some of the criticism. But y'all tell me what y'all think about the song. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.